Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Anis Nadira Binti and my matric number is 2800613, and I'm currently in semester 5 and my program is Bachelor of Technology Management. Now I will start my presentation. So there are 5 content in my video, which are project life cycle, activities involved during construction project, key players, project planning and controlling, and lastly is about a successful construction. The first one is about construction technology. What we know about construction technology? Construction technology refers to the collection of innovative tools, machinery, modification, software, and it also used during the construction phase of a project that enables investment in field construction methods, including semi-automated and automated construction equipment. Now we move to the second content, which is project life cycle. In this project life cycle, there are 4 phases. For the first, phase 1 is about conceptual phase, or we call initiation. For the phase 2 is about planning phase. Phase 3 is execution phase, and lastly, phase 4 is about termination, or we call closing. 4 phase in project life cycle. So let's discuss the first one. The first one is about the project initiation phase. Project initiation is the first phase and is very important to meet the successful business needs from a project. Project initiation phase determines the project idea, business case, nature, goals, scope, project charter, feasibility study, risk, success criteria, and also stakeholders. Our project life cycle is about the project planning phase. Every project requires a detailed plan for its execution and to guide the project team. The planning phase covers methodology, task, schedule, budget, resources, quality, risk, procurement, and communication plan. It is also involve time, cost, and resource, and also is a main focus elements in project planning. It's about the project execution phase. In project execution phase, the planning is converted into an action and a project is carried out. Deliverables are built according to clients' or customers' demand. These include time, cost, quality, risk, procurement, issues, changing, and communication performed as per planning. Besides that, a project manager supervises and manages all the execution activities and allocate human and other resources as per project requirements. Furthermore, project monitoring and control runs parallel with execution phase. During execution, each project is continuously monitored and controlled. This project activates and variables are measured also, while the corrective actions are taken if required. But not least, the last of project life cycle is the project closing phase. Project closing phase is the final stage of project life cycle. In closing phase, there include project's all activities are finalized, project is evaluated and documented. The third one is project is officially closed and the resources are returned back to their owners. These results are analyzed and the learning are summarized for future projects. So these are 4 phases of the project life cycle. So I also include about project life cycle video in the next slide.
In this video, we will discuss project life cycle. Each project has a lifetime, and during this lifetime, it passes through different phases. These phases are called project life cycle. Project life cycle is a framework to manage any type of project. It provides guidelines to project managers for successful completion of projects. Typically, a project life cycle consists of following 4 phases: initiation, planning, execution, and closing. In some methodologies, monitoring and control is also considered a project life cycle phase. Project managers follow the life cycle phases to manage any project from start to finish. Project initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and control, and closing are also called project management process groups. Now we will discuss each phase one by one. The project initiation phase. Project initiation is the first phase, and it's very important to meet successful business needs from a project. Project initiation phase determines the project idea, business case, nature, goals, scope, project charter, feasibility study, risks, success criteria, stakeholders, and financial analysis. The project planning phase. Every project requires a detailed plan for its execution and to guide the project team. The planning phase covers work methodology, tasks, schedule, budget, resources, quality, risks, procurement, and communication plan. Time, cost, and resources are main focused elements in project planning. The project execution phase. In project execution phase, the planning is converted into an action and a project is carried out. Deliverables are built according to client or customer's demand. Time, cost, quality, risks, procurement, issues, changing, and communications are performed as per planning. A project manager supervises and manages all the execution activities and allocate human and other resources as per project requirement. Project monitoring and control runs parallel with execution phase. During execution, each project is continuously monitored and controlled. The project activities and variables are measured also, while the corrective actions are taken if required. The project closing phase. Project closing is the final stage of project life cycle. In closing phase, project's all activities are finalized. Project is evaluated and documented. Project is officially closed and resources are returned back to their owners. The results are analyzed and learnings are summarized for future projects.
This is about the third content, which is activities that involve during construction project. There are 11 activities that involve during construction project, which are marking and grading, excavation, concreting, carpentry, brick masonry, plumbing, welding, electrical, roof laying, glazing, and lastly is about finishing. So these 11 activities is including during construction project. Next is about activities involved during construction projects. The first one is about marking and grading. Marking is one of the first construction activities which involve marking the area of the plot of reference. This helps the workers to always be able to orient themselves in terms of the worksheet. Grading helps to ensure the buildings are even, last long and maintain maximum support. There may be particular circumstances when something is being constructed that will require a slight incline or decline to the base surface. In this case, it will be very important and the incline is exactly the correct angle. The second one is about excavation. This is a fairly broad term. There are several different types of construction activities in excavation. In general, the term involves moving earth or rocks out of a certain area to prepare it for construction. This includes basement excavation, which digs the earth out to prepare for a basement to be built. It also includes marked rock and topsoil excavation, all of which include removing the substance from the workspace. The third one is concreting. The process of pouring concrete is another major activity in construction. It is often used for the base of buildings, for roads, bridges, pipes, and many other applications. One of the reasons it has become so popular in the construction industry is that concrete is easy to make in large quantities and it changes states so that it is easy to work and manipulate. The fourth is carpentry. One of the first activities that comes to the many people's minds when construction is mentioned is carpentry. This is the general cutting and installation of materials that will be used for the construction of a structure. Carpentry used to be a word that described individuals working with wood specifically, but now carpentry means working with several different materials. It's about brick masonry. Bricks have been used in construction for decades and are still used often today as a highly efficient material. Brick masons lay the bricks, ensuring that they are laid in a way that is structurally sound. For example, laying each brick one on top of the other allows for cracks to go all along the entire wall. If the bricks are offset, as you will often see, it makes severe cracking of the mortar less likely. 6 is about plumbing. In structures that require plumbing, there are specific plumbing activities that must occur to ensure they will function properly. This includes putting in piping and fixtures for both incoming potable water and outgoing waste. 7 is about welding. The activity of attaching two metals together using heat is welding, a crucial action in construction used to buy metals, especially for structural purpose. These are different types of welding which can be used for different types of metals and different conditions. All welding is extremely skilled and can be difficult to master. It is also dangerous, so it is important that construction companies have strict safety guidelines. 8 is about electrical. Individuals working as electricians on a construction product are responsible for ensuring that the structure will ultimately have full access to electricity from the transformer provided by the electrical company, which is located close to the building. There are several steps that go into the installation of electricity in a build, including temporary electrical needs, a rough installation, and finally the real installation which they will be used. It's about roof laying. Roofing is an important construction activity for ensuring the protection of a structure from the elements, and it can help provide stability for the structure. There are different methods used for the roofing. Shingles are common for residential roof, but there are also metal, polycarbonate, and steel roof, as well as many others which are used for different purposes. 10 is about glazing. This activity is basically anything to do with glass windows and doors in a construction project. The term is used broadly to reference the installation of pretty much any glass involved in the construction of a particular structure. And finally, the last one is about finishing. Finishing in construction means putting on the final touches of a structure in order to prepare it to be used. This includes, but is not limited to, activities like glazing, flooring, painting, wallpapering, and plastering. It is most often about final aesthetic touch and slightly less about safety and function. Although all finishing activities are a crucial part of a final construction product. So these are 11 involved there in this content. One is about key players. Okay, so there are 3 persons that involved with the key players, which are the owner or employer, the designer or estimator, which included architect or planner, construction manager, general contractor, and lastly is the person that involved is the constructor. Full content in my video is about project planning and controlling, but we talk about project planning first. Project planning is a discipline addressing how to complete a project in a certain time frame, usually with defined stages and designated resources. Besides that, one view of project planning divides the activity into these steps, which are setting measurable objectives and also identifying the deliverables. So these are about project planning. We will talk about project planning steps. How do you create a project plan? Project planning includes the following 10 steps. The first one is about define stakeholders. Stakeholders include anyone with an interest in the project. They can include the customer or end user, members of the project team, other people in the organization the project will affect, and outside organizations or individuals with an interest. So the second one is about define roles. Each stakeholder's role should be clearly defined. Some people will fill multiple roles. So the third one is about introduce stakeholders. Hold a meeting to bring stakeholders together and unify the vision behind the project. The topics covered should include scope, goals, budget, schedule, and rules. The fourth one is about set goals. Take what is gleaned from the meeting and refine it into a project plan. It should include goals and deliverables that define what the product or service will result in. The fifth is about prioritize tasks. List tasks necessary to meet goals and prioritize them based on importance and interdependencies. A Gantt chart can be helpful for mapping project dependency. The sixth is create a schedule. Establish a timeline that considers the resource needed for all the tasks. 7 is about assess risk. Identify project risks and develop strategies for mitigating them. 8 is about communicate. Share the plan with all stakeholders and provide communications updates in the format and frequency stakeholders expect. 9 is about reassess. As milestones are met, revisit the project plan and revise any areas that are not meeting expectations. And lastly is about final evaluation. Once the project is complete, performance should be evaluated to learn from the experience and identify areas to improve. So these are 10 project planning steps. The last slide we talk about project planning. Now we talk about project controlling. Project controlling is a project that monitors and compares planned objective, requirements, risks, schedules and budgets against what is actually being delivered. So these are all about project controlling. Project controlling also have project controlling procedure. There are 5 that contains in project controlling procedure. The first one is about project plan. The second one is about project implementation. The third one is about measurement of work performance. The fourth one is about project control, and the last one is about project updating. One is about successful construction. In this successful construction, a project that meets the given standards is finished in time and within the budget. There are also a few tips for the successful construction. The first one is about the implement the continuous of planning. So the construction managers should start planning long before a project begins and continue to revise and also develop the plan until the project ends. The designs, pre-constructions and procurement stages of each construction project require immense planning, and each may need to revise as the next phase begins. Anything can happen at a construction site. If they experience unexpected environmental problems during the pre-construction phase, design changes may be necessary. Slight adjustments can affect the whole plan and timeline. The second one is about an effective communication. One of the simplest ways to create an effective communication flow is using a centralized communication system. By synchronizing comments, photos, documents, and calendars in one location, we can also monitor updates, calls, and scheduling changes as they occur. A centralized platform also allows you to submit any changes to the website in real time, though instant alerts, automated actions, and easy-to-visual dashboards. The third one is about re-evaluate the workflow. In this one, the purpose of construction project management is to ensure that the project is completed on time, within budget, and reaches the target. However, even if the project runs well, you still have to evaluate it. Moreover, there might be better ways to manage the project or overcome issues. So the fourth one is about make an automated construction solution. An automated system allows you to save time and effort managing each project. Furthermore, it also enables you to generate reports instantly and share any information with the right people at the right time. So the last one is about control costs. We can control costs of construction project in a smarter way. The permits, wages, materials and equipment required for projects are often exchanged between multiple financial sources and vendors. From the initial bidding process to closing of a project, construction managers are responsible for tracking and monitoring all costs, especially those related to the initial budget.
Oh yeah.
Last but not least, before I end this video presentation, I want to summarize all of the content that I include in this video presentation. They include project life cycle, activities that involve during construction project, key player, project planning and controlling. And also lastly, it's about a successful construction. What we know about construction technology. Construction technology refers to the collection of innovative tools, machinery, modifications, software is used during the construction phase of a project that enables investment in field construction methods, including semi-automated and automated construction equipment. Besides that, there are also 4 project life cycle, which are phase 1, which is initiation, phase 2, planning, phase 3, execution, and phase 4 is closing. For the phase 1, beside initiation phase, we also call conceptualization phase. For this phase, the design company will build and propose the design. Secondly, phase 2 is planning phase. In this phase, it is define the project organization approach, and in this planning phase also make a schedule for execution phase. We can also build the project team within in the planning phase. Thirdly, phase 3 is about execution phase, which also known as implementation phase. Phase 3 also perform the work of the project. Lastly, it's about phase 4. In this phase is the final step and also termination phase that will be terminate the project. Next, I will summarize about activities that involved during construction project. It have 11 activities, which are marking and grading, excavation, concreting, carpentry, brick masonry, plumbing, welding, electrical, rooflaying, glazing, and finishing. Furthermore, the second last is about key players. There are a few key players, which are the owner, the designer, which include architects, construction manager, general contractor, and also the constructor. Next, project planning and controlling, which also contain project planning steps and also project controlling procedure. Lastly, is about a successful construction. It means that the project meets the given standards, which is finished in time and within the budget. So that's all from me. Thank you. I hope that you enjoy my video presentation.